I quit my 9 to 5. The stress, the anxiety, the micromanagement, you just being spoken to aggressive, you're starting to develop depression. It's time to go. I quit that 9 to 5. Folks, I have my phone here. So I'm going to tell you guys what happened. I have been on this job for 7 years. And for the last 7 years, 6 out of the 7 years was awesome because I had a good management team. But then the last 6 months was hell. And I try my best, but let's get started. So first, before I quit my 9 to 5, I would say the management team have no compassion. They had they act like they're not human. They act like they don't go through regular situation in life. They act like they're not parents. And just so you know, my management team were all women. So I prefer a man manager over a woman, but that's not the real reason, because these women are just too much. I actually was one of the top revenue specialists at my hospital, and I've been, like I said, I've been there for 7 years. I've traveled for work, where I go to different hospitals and train people and stuff like that. So I'm pretty well known in a couple of different states and stuff. So doing my job was never the problem. The problem is how the people address me. The problem is how the people act like I don't know what I'm doing, and I have not been the one who trained them. In return, my company went through a reorg, and because they went through a reorg, that's what happened. Why the people who I trained then become my new management, and they said that they wasn't going to change anything for the first 3 months, and they did not, but they changed a lot of stuff trying to make it their way, and they don't want to hear the opinion of the staff, because at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. You go through one ears and come through the next. So they just want you to sit there, shut up, and follow instruction. I'm sorry, that's not me. um it's okay for us to have an opinion. It's okay for us to tell you um this is not how stuff is done. I've been doing it for the last 6.5 years, almost 7 years. So I think I'm pretty sure what I'm doing. The next thing I have on my list is, um, not only does the manager try to micromanage you, the manager is asking you to give them access to your calendar. Your calendar is your private. It's something that you could say it's private to you, just like how your email is private to you. But when they want to get access to your calendar, they want to see what you're doing, what meeting you have scheduled. They want to tell you what meeting to go to, what meeting not to go to. Like, you don't have a brain to know what meeting you need to go to and what meeting you're not supposed to go to. Like, these people, to show you how ridiculous they are, they go as far as telling you that the meeting you've been going to for the last 5 or 6 years, you shouldn't go to those meetings no more, because that's not how they do stuff. And that's system office meeting. That's crazy. Because if you're getting all the instruction from system office, how comes you can't go to their meeting? That make any sense to you? But it doesn't make sense to me, so I still go to my meeting and I didn't give a care. Um, on here, they would prefer quantity over quality. They will prefer quantity over quality. For me personally, because I know what the repercussion is, I am not pushing out quantity over quality. I'm going to push out quality over quantity. So because of that reason, I get to go back and forth a lot with the management team, because I'm not putting my name on stuff that I don't agree with. I'm sorry. If you think I need to do something this way and that I feel like it's the incorrect way, then you do it for yourself with your name attached to it. I'm not putting my name on it. Guys, insurance fraud is a big thing and I could go to jail. I'm not trying to do that. So because I'm not doing that, I'm not going to push out quantity over quality. So because of that reason, I'm going to go ahead and do the quality over quantity, and I don't care how you feel. So that's what I have to say about my working there, and they didn't like that because I'm not in management, so they don't think I should do the right thing. But for me, my integrity is worth more than you telling me to do something. I'm sorry, I'm not that employee. Next thing I have on my list: when it's time for you to get some time off, use your personal time. Guys, I've literally told people that I'm not going to come to work. I'm not going to come to work and they have to give me a UTO because I'm taking the time off that I need. They don't want to approve your time off. They're telling you that that's not how they do things and you're not going to get the time off. Guys, you have more than enough time in your bank to cover your time off. They just don't want to give it to you. They don't want to grant it to you. They want to stay at work. They don't have no work-life balance. Their work-life balance does not work. And when I tell you their work-life balance doesn't work, in like they're only been there like 4 months. In 4 months, and I'll say 6 of my staff that I work with already left. So I already know that they don't care about their work-life balance because at the end of the day, they just want you to push out numbers and they don't care if it's right, yes or no. The next thing I have on my list is that the manager will talk to you, belittle you, speak to you very aggressively. They will also speak to you very demanding. And with that said, is like you're in a training, but at the same time, you feel like somebody is fighting you, or you feel like somebody is making you feel like you don't have any sense, make you feel small. You're not supposed to feel like that when you're at work. You're not supposed to feel like that when you know what to do. And at the end of the day, the person just wants you to do stuff their way. It's not supposed to be like that. Not at all. So um I give a couple of pushbacks and tell them that I'm not willing to do stuff that way because I don't feel comfortable doing that. That's not my strong point, and I don't want to do that because I know how to do it already. And me going back and do the same thing that I already done in the past, I'm going backwards. I need to go forward, and I need to be challenged, and I need to take on new tasks. And I wasn't given that. I was given the opportunity to sit back down and do entry level work. Keep in mind, I'm a senior rep. Okay, so that's to show you that they could belittle you in your face and then expect you to smile all day. My next thing that I have here is when I say that you feel like you're arguing with the management team whenever you speak to them, you feel um like you're being harassed because it's not it's I would say it is workplace harassment, but it's really you don't want to come to work. So, and when you don't have a meeting scheduled on your calendar, them calling you all the time without just popping up and just calling you and expect you to answer, um, just just too much demands and all that stuff. It's just you just feel like they're just focusing in on you and they're harassing you and the other staff who are going through the same thing. You and them relate, but they don't want you to talk to each other because they don't want you guys telling each other that you're going through the same thing they're going through and call them out. But we talk to each other and we speak the truth and we tell each other what we're going through because we're a team. And we're a team before they came here, so they couldn't break that relationship we had with our team. So we spoke and all of us feel the same way. But guys, let me tell you something. Never let a job stress you enough where you feel anxiety, like you have anxiety or depression. The minute you start feeling that way, it's time for you to go. No money is worth your time for you to have anxiety and stress, and then you have depression. Because at the end of the day, they don't care about your health. You care about your mental health. They don't care about your health. They care about the work and the numbers you're pushing out. That's all they care about. You're just a number in this workplace. You're just a number. And at the end of the day, they're not going to do better because they're trying to save money. First of all, like I said, I have 6 staff left. and they haven't replaced not one of them. You know what their work did? They try to push the people who left work onto you. So don't you ever settle for these places talking about you're gonna pick up more work and stuff like that. No, they will kill you with the work and not even give you a penny more in your paycheck. Because trust me, when there is no room for improvement where you could advance in the company, where every time you apply for a position they deny you, let me tell you something, it's time for you to go. There's no growth. There's no growth within the company for you to go. And the thing about it is, every time you apply for a position which you know you're more than capable of doing, which you know you're more than overqualified for, and you know they purposely deny you, is because they don't want you to grow. They don't want you to become something great. And that's why I said to you guys before, don't settle for these people. Never settle for these people. If you feel like it's time to go, it's time to pack your bag and go. God have a plan. And let me tell you something, every plan that God have for you, you might not see it in the process because you're going through the storm, but as soon as the storm is over, you're going to see it. As soon as the storm is over and the calm come upon you, you're going to see the true vision that God have for you. So don't you ever sit here and make a job make you feel small, make a job make you feel like you can't be better than who they say you are. No, they don't know who you are. You show them who you are. And don't let none of them question your integrity, because at the end of the day, if you don't approve, so if you don't feel comfortable doing something, don't let nobody force you to sign something with your name on it. Let them do it for themselves, not because they are your management team or not because they're paying you. Let them do it for themselves. And that's something I stand tall on. My integrity, guys, I'm never compromising. Me personally, never compromising my integrity. And the last thing I want to say is, before I go, um, in this last 7 years that I work here, I had great, I work with great people. And when I signed my notice, I had a phone call from each of my coworkers who care for me, who thought we were a family. Every time one of us leave, we have a phone call, a personal phone call with each and every one of the people who leave, because we have a relationship. And that's just to show you that we as a team is that the problem is just the leadership. And the leadership is not willing to come to the staff level where they could understand what the staff are saying, so they could compromise and make the changes. But they're not willing to do that. They just want to be in leadership and not listen. Sometime you have to come out of leadership and listen to your staff, because they're the one that's doing the work. They're the one that are on the ground. They're the one that know how to fix the problem that you're having up there, to go back and report to your CFO, your vice president, or whosoever you report to. I'm going to miss all my peoples, but I'm going to continue making video for you guys. I'm going to